So today in the Faith to Write studio, I'm going to talk about Wix versus WordPress. Got a few notes here stuck to my camera stand, so pardon me if I look down to remind myself what I'm going to say. I don't want to ramble, I don't want to waste your time, I just want to jump right in. So, of course, you know what WordPress is, and of course, you know what Wix is, but have you spent the time to familiarize yourself with the differences? Probably not. You probably saw a Wix commercial and jumped right on it. I want a word. I want a website quickly. Or maybe you started with WordPress.com. Well, I can talk about WordPress.com, which is a hosted option. I'm going to compare it to a self-hosted option. I know that's not quite apples and apples because WordPress.com is a hosted option, as is Wix, but I want to give you a little more of a glimpse into why you might want to go to a WordPress self-hosted option. I have another video on WordPress self-hosted that gives you even more details. But for now, just comparing Wix, which is a hosted option. A lot of people go to that um, because they saw an ad that convinced them that it was going to be easy, and then they hire people like me, and it's like it wasn't as easy as I thought, and I can't do all the things that I want to do. Okay, so that's the first point I want to make. Easy is not always easy, because you probably want to do some e-commerce. You want to do like an appointment calendar. You want to do something other than your basic brochure website, and it might cost you a little more money based on what Wix has as add-ons. And a lot of the add-ons are things that you have to pay for. So easy isn't always easy and the cheapest option. So that's my number one. Number two, and I think this is something that a lot of new businesses, and I consider being an author, so I'm targeting authors with this. Authors might not think of this as a business, but you are selling something. You're selling books, and that's a business. Okay, so put your business hat on. Think like a business person. You want your site to be able to be viewed on any device, any device. It doesn't matter what platform. And Wix, even though they say they are, they're not. They're not. Google doesn't treat them like a responsive website. And many times your page is not shown the way you would like it, or it doesn't break. And I use that term, you see the air quotes. Yeah, I don't really like air quotes, but I mean, that's something that you have to think about. Your site is going to have to break gracefully. And with a Wix site, it does not. So test it out. I'm just saying, test it out for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. So that's number two. It's not as mobile responsive as they say it is. And it's not good for complex websites. If you have a lot of things that you want to add on for e-commerce and that kind of thing, yeah, Wix, not good option. It's not transferable. That's my third one. It's not something that you can, if Wix, yeah, God forbid, I'm not wishing the worst, but if Wix folded up, so would your site. Your site would be gone. You wouldn't be able to say, oh, you know what, I'm going to package that and put it on another platform. I'm going to take down my site, those files. Guess what? Those files belong to Wix. They're not yours. You haven't hosted them yourself. So on the flip side, with a self-hosted option like WordPress.org, you would download that and install that, or go to something like a Bluehost or some other hosting company that gives you that option with a button, just to click a button and decide, I want my site to be a WordPress website, self-hosted. And now you see why I'm not talking about the hosted version of WordPress. It's kind of like Wix in a way. It's hosted by Automatic, and if Automatic decided, you know what, we're going to close our doors, so would that WordPress hosted option. But I'm talking about self-hosted, where you're paying the hosting, You're paying for that domain name to be registered under your name, not some other, entity. And it's all in one place. All in one place. It's a lot simpler. A lot of people might say, oh, WordPress, oh, it's so hard to get to use. If you're not planning to go behind the scenes and change the coding, no, it's not. That would be my job, where I'm going in, I'm making sure that it's pre-coded and it's got a nice look and feel and all the SEO is right and you're ready to go. And when I hand it over, and any decent web designer, web developer, when they hand the site over like a self-hosted WordPress website, they should make sure you know how to use it. You shouldn't have to, they shouldn't have to charge you. You shouldn't have to pay to figure out, okay, how do I use this thing? And it would be like using a webmail or Google Mail, Yahoo Mail, whatever, Gmail. It's just that easy to create a page, create a blog post, change any text on your site that you would need, upload an image, that kind of thing. It's like using email. Yeah. So all those things that you've heard that WordPress is so hard, don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. Those are people that, drank the Wix Kool-Aid. Yeah, I'll be honest. So hopefully that helped you out. And like I said, I'll also have a link for the video about how to install WordPress, self-host it. I've got 2 ways to do that. And also just some further information about using WordPress to blow your mind. Thanks for watching. Thanks for visiting the Faith to Write studio.